you for being here. Welcome back. My name is Cynthia. Okay, let me get situated here. I should have taken my shoes off, but I didn't think to. I actually didn't really anticipate doing a reading today, but this has been one of those days and weeks and months where I don't really know what else to do right now but read some cards, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I went to my nephew's Little League game. He's my great nephew, and I went and saw Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which was really wonderful, and I'm really grateful to my niece and my nephews, and it was really wonderful to see them. So that's what I have to be grateful for, and that's what I'm going to try to focus on, is the fact that I just had a wonderful visit with my niece. And one of the things that we're both Leos. One of the things that I've always really appreciated about her is that she has secure boundaries. She's secure in who she is. She's not afraid to speak the truth. We have a lot in common. I was a very temperamental child growing up, and so was she. And it's funny because when I was a lot younger, when she was growing up and I was still in my early 20s, I would get frustrated with it because she was really emotional, but she was going through emotional things, and I was just like her when I was that age. And so it's funny to think back on how I would get really frustrated with her when she would be so temperamental as a child, when really that's exactly how I was. It's funny how you kind of can't, sometimes the qualities in other people that are activating for you are the ones that you share with them, right? And I'm very grateful to her because my family's had some fracturing, and it's already been a fractured system in a lot of ways. And because of just a lot of unhealed wounds and whatnot. And this last fracturing, I am the one that's on the outside. Like, I got ousted for whatever I was doing that the person didn't like, and because that person has, I don't want to go too deep into it because that's not what this is about, but I'm the one that got pushed out, and I'm the one that's on the outside looking in and feeling sad. And my niece is somebody who knows that I don't deserve that and has stood by me, and I'm grateful. I love her. So what I decided was to do a Scorpio reading because I think I haven't done one in a bit. So this is going to be for Scorpio. Anyone with a lot of Scorpio in their chart. You don't have to be a Scorpio rising, or you could be cross-watching because you love a Scorpio. This is going to be a reading for them. And because all of my plans kind of went sideways, I went and watched my great nephew play Little League, which was really fun. And then I just came home because my afternoon plans kind of got changed. And so then I just thought, well, come home. I didn't really want to come home, but I don't have much else to do. So I thought, well, the way that I'll make that a positive thing is to do these readings. So instead of having no readings today, I'm probably going to have two. I'll have this one and then maybe another one later, depending on my upload times, which are often in flux. What's going to be helpful for you to know, Scorpio? I keep seeing the Three of Swords, and that might be me because I'm a little bit downhearted, but it keeps showing up here. So you might be downhearted, and this might be a reading to help you with being downhearted. Just like for me, it's helping me to do the reading since I'm downhearted, right? What's going to be helpful for you to know, Scorpio? General reading for Scorpio. Yeah, you might be struggling a little bit with your thoughts and some sadness in your heart, but let's find out. That was the Nine of Swords. Wow. Okay, so first off, before I'm even done laying this out, I'm glad I'm doing this reading because and I'm also seeing right now that my camera is really tilted, so I'm hoping I can fix that. I have a little bit of a janky setup in here. It's not as nice as I would like it to be for what I'm trying to do, but I'll try to fix that so it's not on such a tilt. So the first column, every single card here is a major arcana card. So there's something major going on for you. And that might be why there's some worry, Nine of Swords and some Three of Swords. But regardless, the Wheel of Fortune, the World, the Devil, and the Tower, they're all here in the foundational column of this tetractys. So let's keep going here. So the cornerstone card for the tetractys is the Wheel of Fortune. So you're in a situation personally where you are creating a new reality for yourself and you're changing your own fate, and you may know that you're about to break open and hit it big. You might know that already that you are about to come into something really special and really major, but you may not, other people may not know that about you. Regardless, you know. So you're right. This reading, I'm guessing, is going to be kind of a confirmation for you. You're right. There's stuff brewing for you. You are succeeding in changing your fate, in turning your own wheel of fortune, and bringing in the positive of the new fortune that's coming. Because the Wheel of Fortune doesn't just mean a change in fortune regardless. It's a change for the better usually. So that's encouraging. So any of that Three of Swords energy that you were kind of feeling in your heart center and that's got you down and worried, you're right that on a deeper level, you know that things are changing for the better. So just hang on. The facts are that it's uncomfortable. This new world coming in is very death and rebirth oriented, which is not a positive experience, even if ultimately you know it's going to bring in maybe all the joy and happiness and rightness for your life that has eluded you until this point. It's not an easy process to go through the death of the old. You're in that right now. You know it's, and you're bringing you your new world and the new fortune, but the process that's happening for it right now is not comfortable, and that's probably where some of that Three of Swords is coming from. You might be having to say goodbye to some things that maybe you thought were never going to happen. That's true for me. That's why I've been in a sad place today, is remembering that these relationships, these connections, these solid foundations in my life that I thought were always going to be there are not there. It's changed. It's different now. There's a lot of sorrow that comes with it and a lot of feelings of betrayal, and also feeling a little bit on the outs, like I undeservingly got casted out of something. So that's been a struggle for me that I'm recognizing it's all going to ultimately shake out for myself in a way that is positive for me. The reason I know that is because I have always tried to live from my ethics and from my heart and be a good person. And even if I feel someone is hurting me, I don't retaliate. I don't do those game back and forth. You hurt me, so now I'm going to hurt you times 20. I know that, and I can rest easy and I can sleep well at night because I know that I haven't done anything wrong here. So even though this is very sad and uncomfortable for me, I know that my new world is coming. My change of fortune is coming. My new world is coming. The folks that I thought were going to be coming with me are not coming with me, and that's okay. It's sorrowful at times, and I've had to grieve, and that's what happened this morning. I had this really wonderful experience with part of my family, and then it highlighted that I'm not having a wonderful experience with other parts of my family, and it makes me really sad, right? But I know that it's okay. What's in the unseen, or what the facts are, is that there's a tower coming. You may be already experiencing the tower, the shock to your life that's got all this in motion, or it's about to happen. It's a fact. It's unavoidable. So this is a beneficial tower here, because where things are headed for you is positive. Other people might experience this tower negatively. So for example, your change in fortune might rock somebody else's world in a way that forces them to go through some shocking stuff. My shocks and my heartbreak and my losses, I've already been through the worst. I've already processed it all, right? I'm now recovering. That's where you are. You're on the upswing. You are recovering. So this is what's coming, is a tower, and it's in motion right now. Like I said, you might already be experiencing the tower, or you're about to. But what's important for you to understand is that some of the discomfort with it, ultimately, you are absolutely right. This is for your good. You're going to come out better, possibly, right? The vulnerability that you have is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is, to me, speaks to the fact that you would like to have the Ten of Pentacles. You're sad and wondering, why has the Ten of Pentacles eluded me? You understand that you're okay on your own. You're healthy on your own. You don't rely on others to meet your basic needs. You generate your own wealth, your own security, your own safety, your own discipline. Again, this is a similar energy to me right now, where I've had to be like, hey, I'm working with not everything that I wish I could be right now, but regardless, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to come out on top. I'm steady. I'm solid. I'm secure. I have a safe place to lay my head at night. I'm grateful for that, right? So it's coming out a little bit as a vulnerability to you, that you might be tired of having to try to find the gratitude for the difficult road. That might be eluding you a little bit right now, because this is a difficult process that you're in. And so you might be having, like I was, just a downswing about all of this, about these radical shifts and changes. And you're kind of feeling a little bit bitter that, yeah, okay, so what? I can generate my own for how much longer? Like, why am I supposed to die alone? Or what, right? Like, I can kind of see these thoughts coming through, or these feelings a little bit as a vulnerability. At the very heart of things is the Three of Wands. So again, are super positive, new beginnings, new projects, stuff already in motion. You know this. You know that your fortune is changing. You know that you're generating your new world. What you're having trouble with is all the shock and transformation that it's resulting in, is having you in your head a little bit. Even when the wiser part of you knows that it's good. It's hard. We're all humans, right? Like, having a difficult human experience of like poverty or feeling betrayed or whatever, it's hard not to get stuck there. It's hard sometimes to keep the greater awareness that it doesn't matter, because I know that because I'm doing good, good will come back to me. Sometimes that's hard to hang on to. But this is yet another confirmation that your work is already in motion and you're spot on. You're having trouble with it though, because here's the Four of Cups. You're not sure who to open your heart to. You're not sure who to let back in. You may not be sure really who you can trust right now. It's a strength though to be a little bit knowing that you don't necessarily have to be pouring your heart out there. It's a weird card to show up in the strength position, but against this independence, I'm kind of seeing that you have recognized that you may have been pouring from your cup to the wrong people, something like that. But regardless, the right people are coming, and you are finding your right niche and your right direction and your right path with this Three of Wands. What's in the unseen and what's happening with some of your shadow aspects of yourself is that they're in awe of you. Your shadow is pretty amazed at how much you've been growing and healing and evolving and coming into a sovereign, divine feminine energy. Sometimes this can be something like your shadow saying that you're being selfish by living like an empress right now, or by waiting for things to come to you. That's not how women are taught, really. Women are taught, we go to others, we do for others, we nurture others, we are the glue of the family, we do all those things. That's our role. This is a little bit more regal, royal feminine energy, where it's like, yeah, I don't do that, other people do that. I sit back and allow things to come to me. Your shadow might also be struggling with that a little bit, as much as it is in awe of it and sees you as kind of this divine, beautiful being with all these new changes you're making. There might be other parts of you that are like, this is really selfish, and that estranged loved one, you know how they got so hurt and wounded, so why don't you be the bigger adult and reach out? Well, you know, you're in conflict maybe a little bit with that. The conscious mind understands that you're succeeding, like we said in the beginning here with the cornerstone of the tetractys. You're aware that you are being successful and what you're doing, and where the energy is headed is that you're about to get some confirmation of that in terms of some good news. So let's pull some clarifiers now to see. Something I'm curious about are these two cards, because you'd almost think that these would be in the reverse, but they're not. They're placed in opposite positions, and I think my read on them is accurate, but I'm curious to double check. Can you clarify this Four of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles? Why is the Four of Cups a strength, and why is the Nine of Pentacles a vulnerability? Hardening your heart against someone who really has not given you anything in return is an uncomfortable feeling. I don't know if that's what's happening here. I don't really know what's going on. I have a sense that you're not exactly sure who you can trust. That might be why. You're a little unsure about who's really for you, or you're wondering if, you know, the Star, you're hopeful. You hope you're not going to make any mistakes and line up with the wrong folks. What is the message of these two? Yeah, okay. This is making more sense here. You were worried about who is really for you and who you can collaborate with, and this is showing up here. There's been some theft around you, or some bad actors, or some shady players, right? You may have worked with the wrong people in the past and you didn't know that, and then you found out they were stealing from you, right? This can be your energy, your love, your actual literal money. You might have been being stolen from and you didn't realize it. Regardless, though, what's important for you to understand is that justice is playing out here. You don't have to do anything about what's going on. Justice is in play. So your sense that you weren't really sure, and you weren't sure if who and what is the right folks to collaborate with, it's being revealed. The shady bad actors, the collaboration is over with them, and there's justice being served for them. So people that may have betrayed you or wounded you or stolen from you, they're finding their karmic justice here without you having to do anything. You may be about to find some of this out. Let's see here. What was the situation? What's the betrayal? You're reconfiguring, and you're going to be just fine. That's what's important for you to know in this layout, is that in spite of the sorrow and the Nine of Swords that were present, and this uncertainty about who you can really trust, you're accurate. Your assessments have been accurate. And justice is playing out for the folks that were not trustworthy here, or that betrayed you in some way. They're receiving justice, or they're about to, right? This Tower card here is their justice, is what it's looking like. Because you're succeeding. It's a little uncomfortable for you to wait and watch and let things happen. Your shadow might be urging you to... You're being selfish. Maybe you should extend an olive branch. Maybe the Fool card here. New start with the Page of Wands. What was this about? What happened? What's the Tower here? Oops. What's the Tower for you, Scorpio? Or for the people around you? The Tower is that somebody that was working against you and blocking you is coming into a shock for themselves. So someone has been working against you and blocking you like you suspected. You caught on to the fact that you may have collaborated with the wrong people. You may have trusted the wrong people. You may have experienced a betrayal from people that you felt very close to. This is saying that this person who was working against you, this feminine energy, it was a feminine, that's what's showing up here, is going to experience a tower. This is the justice that's coming through for them, for collaborating against you or for stealing from you or for harming you in some way. So just know that. That's, I hope, reassuring. What's the Page of Wands energy? Where's that energy heading for you, Scorpio? Can you give us any more information about the Page of Wands? This betrayal and sadness and stuff is moving out of your energy. This is on the out. This is what's going away because justice and karma is playing out here. The new collaboration with the right people is coming in. You're victorious. It's okay to let things come to you. What's the Page of Wands here? Page of Swords. So 2 pages. Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So someone might be watching for the right time to make their move here. Could be you, or this person that's been watching is now going to come forward and communicate. What is it? An Emperor. An 8 of Cups. And a 7 of Wands. So maybe someone that is a love interest to you or a divine masculine in your life, you're here as an Empress energy. To have the Emperor come out is kind of big. This might be like a divine union or a divine partnership, or divine is used a lot in card reading. I know it's off-putting to some folks. Fated, you know, whatever, meant to be something that's a very powerful alliance. Even if you're not a spiritual person, an emperor and an empress, everybody can agree that's a very powerful couple. It's a powerful alliance. The news that's coming in for you, the good news that's coming in for you, is that the emperor has walked away from something and is standing his ground, kind of like you. So this does speak to me to a couple. And I did a reading just yesterday or the day before and uploaded it, where it came out at the end of that reading in the Kipper Grand Tableau layout that there were 2 exes involved working against 2 lovers. And so that that reading might have meaning for you, Scorpio. It's a long reading. It's the longest reading I've done because I have a very slow upload time where I live, and I typically wouldn't do hour-long readings, but I felt kind of guided to it that day. So that reading might have something for you. But in any case, you're about to get some good news, or you're going to get some good news. I don't know how soon, but you're going to get some good news that maybe the person that you would like to collaborate with wants to collaborate with you as well. And they've also had to be standing their ground and walking away from something. You might be mirroring one another or having kind of a shared similar experience. What else? What else for the viewer? What else for Scorpio? This is really beautiful news. This might be what you've been hoping for and even suspecting and intuiting, that your fortune is going to change, because look at this now. Wheel of Fortune, the World card, the Death card, the Tower card, the Empress card, and the Emperor card. So that's a big deal. This speaks to me that there's bigger forces at work, or that this is like a fated union. A lot of card readers would call this a twin flame union. I try to stay away from the twin flame dynamic on this channel because I feel like it hijacks everything. If you open up readings to twin flames, I feel like it just hijacks the entire channel. I don't want my channel to be about twin flames, and so I've really tried to steer away from that. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that these are cards that many readers would say this might be a twin flame connection. I don't want to be so anti-twin flame community that it doesn't make any sense either. So So I'm seeing snails here, so it might have felt like this has taken a really long time. I'm also seeing 2 bovines and 2 snails. So French cuisine is coming out for some reason with escargot and like the recipes of Julia Child might have meaning for someone here. You might like to cook. Fruit. I'm seeing hanging fruit. And a chrysalis. So those might have meaning for you. Spain's been coming out a lot as well in readings lately, and the first time I ever had escargot was in Spain. I was fortunate enough to spend a couple months in Spain when I was in my 20s, and that's the first time I ever had escargot, and I remember thinking I wouldn't like it, and I really liked it. So French cuisine, Spain, Julia Child, I don't know, there might be something of meaning there for you. Okay, so like we said here, you are accurate. This is changing in your favor. It's indisputable. The cards here say you can trust this. This is changing. It's alive and it's happening. Heartbeat. Tune into your heart center right now, because you kind of closed your heart down because you got really pretty worried about it wasn't clear to you who you could really trust. So it's saying it's okay to stay connected to your heart and listen to your guidance. You can trust your instincts. Your instincts are guiding you in the correct direction. Everything that you've been suspecting, you may even have suspected that this emperor is on their way back to you. You can trust that that's true. This is coming through really in a powerful way that I can't ignore as a reader. And so it's trying to make me make sure that you don't ignore it either. This is happening. You can trust it. Tune back into your heart. It knows the truth. You don't need to listen to your shadow that's saying it's selfish. Like maybe this is going to be something so great that other people are envious or unhappy, right? Like if you're truly this kind of power couple in love as well as stability, people get jealous of that. So that could be something to protect against as much as you can. Although, whatever. There's always going to be those folks out there that envy what you have. Even if they have great things themselves, they want what you have, right? The other card is trust the natural flow of nature, patience, and let go of your timeline. So that might be what's frustrating you also, is that you're wondering when it's going to happen. What are some good takeaways for you now, Scorpio? Because you can trust that it's going to happen. And it's saying to be patient. And I know for me personally, patience is very difficult. I'm very impatient, and I've had to learn patience over my adult life. Not always successfully, but I do better than I do better than a lot of folks. So, but it's not a card that I'm really that stoked to see even right now, honestly, because there's so many great things coming for you that to say be patient, it's like, fuck, really? I feel impatient for you, so you are probably feeling really impatient. I have my own impatience to deal with about my own life, because like I said, when I was getting here, I felt frustrated. This wasn't how I even thought this day was going to go. Even though it started off great and I had this great morning, I didn't really anticipate having not much to do this afternoon. So I thought, well, you know what? Just do the best. You love reading cards. Just read cards for the day. Make lemonade out of failed plans. Peace is coming for you. Try to find that peace now while you wait as much as you can. Try to manage the impatience. That Four of Cups energy might be coming somewhat from the impatience, because you might have, like, I see syncs and number signs too, and I was seeing a bunch of them today on my way down to my nephew's game. And as I saw him, I was just thinking to myself, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. I've seen those syncs before. I'll believe that something's going to change when it actually starts changing. Until then, I don't put any stock in those things anymore, really, because my life seems to keep spinning right in place where it is, as much as I don't want it to anymore, and I would like to break into the next without so much struggle. I keep getting the message of patience too. So trying to find some peace where you can while you wait. Happy. So this is a good sign. This is a good card. It's generating your own happiness as much as you can while you wait. Like I did, like, you're poised. This is about to break through. Just hang on. The winds of change. So let's read these meanings out of the book here for you, Scorpio. This card is really positive, and if I remember right, it's a lot of happiness in relationships, but it's also got a focus of focusing on generating your own happiness and worrying less about other people coming in to make you happy. But let's see. Being happy in your own skin, just with yourself, right? Your desires are effortlessly fulfilled now, just like you were suspecting and hoping. This is major confirmation, Scorpio. Find joy in the present moment, whatever is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles of longing and able to experience the liberation that comes from actually being happy moment to moment, for you've chosen happiness over yearning for it. Now is the time for feeling joy for the sake of joy and experiencing contentment. None of this is because of something outside yourself. Your happiness is a result of your being at one with Spirit's plan for your life. All is well. The tide is in for now. Enjoy playfully splashing in it. So that's a nice feeling. Try to find your peace and joy self-generated while you wait for these changes to come to you. You're poised. This is a saying it's about to break through, right? Card 39, poised. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around. Oops, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's right. Why did I keep saying poised? Because this card is not poised. This card is new life. There is a card in this deck called poised. Interesting. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, that Page of Wands. Life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. That Three of Wands and the Page of Wands. Allow your heart to be filled with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. This is prime time for this to happen. And the Winds of Change in reverse, card number 12. This came in the reverse, so it has a little bit of what do you do to protect yourself through this time, right? There are conditions brewing in your life that you have no control over, that Tower. Don't fight it. Change is inevitable and is for the best, for the highest good. Even if the storm blows away the structures you think you've built your dreams on, right? We just said these structures right here. Even if the storm blows away the structures you think you've built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. You will have a renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. Spirit is your ally. So, can I get any sort of more advice for you? What's some advice for you right now? Those were good advice. I'm not saying they weren't. I just would like another perspective as well on your advice. Actually, I'm going to pull a card for these, the Emperor and the Page of Wands and the Six of Wands here. All that positivity. Let's pull a clarifying card for that. For the Emperor walking away and standing his ground. For new collaborative energy. Page of Wands. Cards for that, please. The Architect. The Mystic. This is a wild rose, the Architect. This is representing and clarifying more information about the Page of Wands and the Emperor. While problems and even seemingly impossible challenges may be arising, this may be the opportunity to create something new or to take a different path to your goal. Be careful not to simply jump onto a new direction just because you desire the outcome, because the foundation will not be sound. Are you ready to dedicate yourself to the making and development required? The Architect reminds us to be the maker of your own destiny, but to plan carefully and deeply before we set forward on construction. So that's good advice. The Emperor is working through some difficulties and keeping going. He's standing his ground. That's in play. But he's facing difficulties. My sense is the difficulties are being blown up, basically, with this tower. A lot is changing around you. This is not your shock, although you might be surprised to find this out. This is not a personal tower for you. It's like although you may also have a little bit of the tower energy yourself because you've been worried about who you can trust, so that something might be revealed that is going to confirm you were right. You were suspicious and you were right. Okay. What else? The Mystic, card 25. You may find it is time to devote yourself a little deeper to what you are currently working on or with, be it industrious of nature or spiritual. Something may need a bit more of your attention, and you may even find something returning to you that you thought was lost. That's what we were talking about, this Emperor making a return after walking away and standing their ground. The Mystic will usually give up all earthly possessions and pleasures to devote themselves entirely to the divine or to the cause. This is a rather austere way of life, and they find themselves incredibly isolated. This is why it is a path trod warily or personalized somewhat by many to include family, friends, and passions. Okay. So you might have some mystical work with this Emperor, but I'm also hearing that message about like going it alone, which is not really, I'm kind of having a sense that, I don't know, I'm just going to, that card was just randomly sitting there, the Democrat. That's being a diplomat, being diplomatic in your conversation and communication with others. I'm kind of wanting to pull, I'll pull one of these. Oh, I don't have that book present, actually. I'm not wanting to end it on that note. It's strongly feeling to me like I don't want to end it on that note. So can you clarify any of that? What about that architect card? Can you clarify that, please? I mean, an emperor, empress coming together doesn't strike me as something that's you're to be cautioned about. It strikes me as something to be embraced. This is your new community, your new collaborative effort coming forward that you're passionate about, that it's okay to include someone in. That could be, but I want clarity for that. Like what, or yeah, sorry, it wasn't clarifying the architect, it's clarifying the mystic. Like, why was that coming through as like you should be working solo? I don't know. That's what I'm asking for clarity about. What does that mean? Are you being asked to take a solo journey in this life or what? Because here's this emperor. So I don't understand why that mystic is here and telling you to be happy in your own energy. Like, I don't understand. There's a new start with the Fool card. The time of confusion is going to be over. You're going to be in a new start. So you're not going to be confused anymore. The confusion that we're experiencing right now about like, well, what does that mean? If some of my power is in mysticism, is this saying I should be alone and dedicate myself wholly to that? These clarifiers are saying you're not going to be confused much longer. Your new start is coming. That confusion's not going to last. And a King of Wands, which is a highly creative masculine energy that makes things happen. It could be like a graduation from the Page of Wands into the King of Wands, and that's representing this Emperor. So I think that's where I'll end it. I'll pull one more of my own cards to kind of just wrap it all together, tie it all together, I should say, for you, Scorpio. What's one last message? One last parting message here. Your realness is rare. Well, that's a nice way to end it. Right in your own center, about how precious you are to this world, how authentic you are, and how valuable that is in this world. All of the reasons why you have maintained your authenticity and your open heart and your caringness and your willingness, these are why you're going to be rewarded. So you don't have to worry. It's coming. One of your challenges is patience, but look at all this beautiful graduating energy coming towards you in this harmonized way. It's very beautiful. You're not going to be feeling this doubt much longer. It's about to shift majorly. I mean, these cards are all, like a Tower card is not a card of the future way in confusion and forever from now. It's now. A Tower is very present day. Shift of your fortune is present right now. So this is all happening right now. Just allow it to occur. Know that what's yours is coming. Really beautiful. Thank you. And I think I'm going to try to do another reading right now just so I can, or in a little bit, just so I can have 2 readings done. Since I'm here, I might as well.